What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious. You guys are the 11 crew, and welcome back to another Minecraft beta update. Okay, guys, as you can see at the top, we are in beta version 1.10.0.3. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Seen a lot of YouTubers posting videos about the Java snapshots. I haven't watched any of them. The only thing I will say is that I watched my buddy Conniption Fit's video because he did one on a tutorial on the composter. He asked me to check it out for him. So unfortunately, I do know about this one, but it doesn't matter anyway because these blocks right here, these four, are just decorations right now in the beta. Okay, in the Minecraft Bedrock Edition beta, these are just decoration. The loom, however, you can use it. Okay, so the loom you can actually use to make banners, which is pretty cool. Oh, and you can see right here, we also now have shields. And the way you activate it is by going into crouch. So you crouch and the shield gets activated. Get away. Ugh. Okay, that's pretty cool. These sweet berry bushes, they can now be found in taiga biomes. So that's kind of cool. They drop the berries. This is the new cat jelly. I believe this is... I tried to look up the skin. This is the one that it showed. It did have a red collar. So I'm hoping this is it. I went through like 100 cats to find it. And this is the only one that looks similar. So this is jelly. I didn't really care about that whole contest, but I know a lot of you guys did. I mean, to me, a cat was literally the last thing on my mind that I cared about. But there it is. There's Jelly, who is good times with Scar's cat. So like I said, this is the loom. Here's the campfire, which right now does not. I'm in. I'm gonna get rid of the shield. I am in survival. As you can see, I'm clicking. You can hear it clicking. There's nothing here. This is the lectern. Okay. When you place a book on it, which I probably should have just gotten one, but when you place a book and quill on it, you can read it together, so a lot of people can read it. So let's say you want to do some kind of speech. Let's say you're creating, let's say you're the heads of a server, and you get everybody in, and you're like, you want it to look official. You build yourself a little stage, you put a lectern here, and then you write kind of like a little script in the book. And you have parts, you say one thing, then maybe the other person says another. You can stand here together, both read the book, and, and that's cool. You can access it. You cannot edit it, however. So once it's on here, you can't edit it, but you can read it together. The composter, as you know, you put, like, things on the top, and then out comes bone meal, which is pretty cool. You can put, like, organic stuff in here. You have the stone cutter, okay, which does not do anything at the moment. You have the Illager, which is awesome. I've been waiting for this for a long time, ever since I did watch a video on this a while ago, I guess last year when they first announced this update. Looked pretty cool. This is really awesome. This is, I believe it's called the Wandering Trader. So this is the Wandering Trader, and this is his little camel. And it's pretty cool. So the Wandering Trader, what they do is they're a villager mob that's going to appear at villages' gathering sites periodically. And they stay for like 2 or 3 game days. And then they offer sales to you for like a range of different items, different dyes, rare materials, things like that. And here is his llama buddy, a very fancy schmancy one, if I do say so myself. Let's go back into creative. So these are the new, what are they called? They're new blocks. I can't remember the names of them at the moment. I'm trying to look it up. I can't remember what they are. They're basically just the new, they're the new wood blocks. They're just called woods. I think everybody has a name that they call them. I forget. But now these are called logs. So the regular blocks are called logs, and then stripped logs, and then these are just called woods, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it's the same pattern on the sides. I've wanted this for a while. This is really cool. So I'm glad that we have that. And then we have the new crafting recipes for all of those. Okay. Now I'm going to try to put the graphics on the board for what I'm going to be talking about. If I don't, I'll leave a link in the description if I can't get it to sit right. So now there is a lot of other stuff, guys. So the grindstone smoker, blast furnace, cartography table, smithing table, fletching table, lantern barrel, and composter all have recipes. There's new villager behaviors, which is awesome. So they implemented all of them too. So they have new sleep behaviors. They will wander now outside of the village, like to the outskirts of the village. They're going to attempt to find a door when it's raining, but they're going to go to their bed at nighttime. They improved the pathfinding on the villagers. They now have the new what is that called? Visual-based trading system. Actually, let's see if we can get one there. Hold on, let me get a barrier block. Let's just put it right there. Okay, let's get ourselves a villager. Spawn villager. Why are there two different types? That's the wandering trader. Let's see. Oh, do they have like the new ones and the old ones? Let's see. They do. So these are the new ones here. That's pretty cool. What is this guy? Toolsmith. As you can see, it's above his head. Oh, I can't. You know what? Let's put this here and then break that. There we go. So you can see it right above their head. He's a toolsmith. I don't know what he is, but it doesn't. Oh, he's just a farmer. Yeah, he's a farmer. So that's pretty cool. So we got the new ones that they're showing in the updates. So they have, obviously, the new clothing to indicate their level, profession, and biome. Where does it show their level? I guess just the clothing itself is the level. Villagers will now mingle around job sites in the village. Librarians will inspect bookshelves. Really, really awesome. They added a mason and green-robed villagers. So that's pretty cool. The lectern we already saw. They added jelly. Hold on. They also added a lot of custom scripts, which that's not really my thing. But again, I'll leave a link in just in case you don't know where to go to find it. This is a very, very meaty, very, very meaty update. So it's really, really cool. Crossbows are now officially in the game. They're no longer behind the experimental toggle. So if you're in the beta version, you have access to it without having to click the experimental version. Placing a wet sponge in the nether will dry it out immediately. Decaying leaves now actually have a chance of dropping sticks, which is very cool. Chorus fruit flowers. This is actually hugely helpful. They now break when struck with an arrow. So you no longer have to like build a small, you can actually do these tremendous ones and then just, you know, shoot it with arrows, which is nice. Dead bushes can now actually fuel furnaces, which is great. This one's kind of silly. Rabbit stew and beetroot soup now have shapeless crafting recipes. That's not that big a deal. Creepers will now drop music discs when killed by strays and skeletons, not just skeletons anymore, which that always should have been a thing. One of my favorite features, dispensers will now, with shears, will now shear sheep. I know I've seen a lot of people already make farms about that. I've been waiting for it. I'm going to expect a tutorial at some point. I know I have like a ton of sheep tutorials anyway. Undyed glass panes, white carpet can now be dyed directly in the crafting table, which is cool. Zombie villagers now have biome-specific skin layers. Again, very, very cool. What else? These are all kind of... Pillagers are no longer under the experimental features tab as well, which is very, very cool. Lanterns can now be attached to the bottom of slabs. Okay, so let's just test that out really quick. I haven't actually seen that yet. So let's get ourselves a lantern. Let's get ourselves a slab. Let's just build up a little bit here. I can't tell which is which. And let's just put it on both sides. Yeah, so it's on the it's only on the top block, not on the bottom block, as you can see. I can't place it. Okay? Still very, very cool. I like that a lot. That is a very cool feature. And the new vanilla textures are now the default pack. I actually had already upgraded it, but all of the new textures are now default. So if you're looking through the inventory, you'll notice a lot of things have changed. Like the shears look different. The snowballs almost look blue now for the shadow. It's very, very cool. I like them a lot. They're very, very rich textures. And I think one of the biggest changes is the glowstone and glowstone dust that I noticed right away. I mean, I still hate the block. It still looks ugly as hell. But I think it looks a little bit better. I think it looks a slightly bit better. There's a ton of fixes, which I'm not going to go through. But there's a lot of them. All right, so I'm going to leave a link in the description. Like I said, hopefully I was able to get it up on the screen for you. But if not, no worries. That will all be available. But take a look. It is super amazing what they added to it. And the fixes are, there's a lot. So I was wondering what took them a while to get this out. Now I know. Definitely worth the wait. All right. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Let me know anything I was incorrect about, anything I missed. I will leave it in the pinned as a pinned comment. I will make sure I add anything that you guys can tell me that I didn't know about because, again, I don't watch everybody else's stuff. I like to just read and figure things out on my own. By the way, really quick, a lot of this stuff is going to have redstone functionality to it, and it hasn't been activated yet. I'm not sure about all of them, but I think it's like these four, like the lectern I think is going to have one, and there's a few things that are going to have redstone functionality that don't already. So be on the lookout for that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Until next time, Captain Obvious out. Peace.